Hello there, Maritza Collins, founder of What's Cooking. Thank you for joining us for another episode of our fall cooking series. Today, we have a guest, somebody that's a fellow member of What's Cooking, and she's joining us today. Her name is Jessica Velezmoro. Welcome, Jessica. What's cooking?
Hello there. Thank you very much, Mari, for having me here and be part of this wonderful program and a series that you created. And it's meant to teach and to upgrade people with things that we take for granted and they are not. So today we're talking about potatoes.
Ooh,
Potatoes. Yes, they are such humble vegetables that they are very, very consumed and eaten all over the world. They started like about 10,000 years ago with the Incas, the Peruvian culture, and they consume them on a daily basis in different ways. They consume them, they treated them like medicine, like to predict the weather, like to
oh,
cure some injuries. Isn't that interesting?
yeah.
And yes, and for example, for the prediction of the weather, they boil them, and according to the time that they boil, they thought that that was going to rain or it was going to snow or whatever. And then for injuries, they treated skin problems with the potatoes. They also treated headaches. They also prevented the hair loss. And it's funny because
Wow.
I know, hair loss. They what they did was they peeled the potatoes and they soaked the skins, and they left them overnight in that water. And the next day they rinsed their hair with that water, and that stopped the hair loss. So they
Who knew?
also, I know, and we can use that right now, I guess, because it's something natural. Also, potatoes are packed with vitamin C. They are a carbohydrate that is very good for our health if we consume them correctly. And there are over 4,000 kinds of potatoes in South America, mainly in Peru. And
4,000?
4,000, and
I
they
think I
are.
only know like five. Oh,
I
wow.
know, I know. But over there, they have an array of shapes, flavors, colors, and textures. And as I mentioned, they dehydrate them. They used to dehydrate them, and they created something called chuño, which is like a potato starch. And they use that also as a glue. It's like they found different ways to use potatoes. And here in the United States, it's a different story because here there are only well-known 200 kinds of potatoes. And as you said, we only use five or six of them, which is a
Yeah.
pity. But for example, the potatoes that many people are familiar with are like the white potatoes. Then they have the rosette, they also have the red. They have the yellow, which are very nice. They have the fingerlings, which are cute, petite, but very cute. And
Really
they
cute.
also have, yeah, I don't consume them very much, but I bet they are fabulous. And also we have the sweet potatoes. So potatoes are very versatile. You can find all colors, like for example, as I said, they mentioned the ones we have here, but they are also purple, blue, pink, and they have different they have nutty flavors, they have buttery flavors, they have there some of them are very firm, some of them are very fluffy, creamy. So you can choose to eat potatoes in any way, because you can have potatoes for breakfast, like for example in omelets and frittatas. And you can have the hash browns, the country fries, or country potatoes, however you call it, the latkes, or the potato pancakes, as they call them too. For snacks, you can have the potato chips, you can have the French fries. For lunch, you can have like potato salads, like stuffed potatoes, like like probably what else? Gnocchi. You can have scallops potatoes. You can have papas bravas, which is like a kind of spicy potatoes. For dinner, you can have funeral potatoes. And
Funeral potato. Wait, 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 wait. I've never heard of that.
well, funeral potatoes is kind of like an American dish that they use in funerals, and they are almost like the gratin potatoes. But the odd thing is that they add like a cereal, like cornflakes on top, and then they bake them and they serve them in a funeral. So that's why they are called funeral potatoes, which is
I
funny. It caught my attention too. And you can use mashed potatoes. You can use potatoes in soups, in stews, in salads. I mean, you name it. You can use it. You can imagine anything that you can do with potatoes, and use your creativity, your of course your taste, and they are also very good in vegetarian diets,
yeah, yeah, they're
because
a good
they are.
substitute for meat. For meat, a lot of dishes people cut up potatoes and put it in a dish, and then it becomes a vegetarian. Very cool.
Yes, yes, exactly. So I mean, you can do so many things with that. You can bake them, you can steam them, you can roast them, you can add butter, add oil, you can fry them, deep fry them. You can do whatever you want. So it's a fact of using your creativity. And today we are going to be talking about a very special dish that it's very popular in Peru, and it's called papa la huancaína, or huancaína sauce potato, which started back there in Huancayo. It's a region of Peru, and it's mostly used as an appetizer, but it's up to you. You can have it as a main dish. You can use it as a sauce for pasta. And instead of
Mm,
like Alfredo sauce, you can use this sauce with pasta, and you can accompany it with steak, or with a breaded steak, or with a chicken breast. You can do whatever you want. It's up to you. And then also they use it as a dip. You can put it with chips, or you can use it with yuca frita, which is like fried cassava or yuca, whatever you call it, and you can enjoy it that way. So it's really nice, a nice vegetable. And the star of the show today is potatoes that you are going to be cooking.
yes. So as Jessica mentioned, a couple things. First of all, Huancaína sauce is one of my favorite Peruvian sauces. When I was talking to Jessica, I said, "Well, what can you make?" And she said Huancaína. I was like, "Yes," because I love Huancaína sauce, but I've never made it. And it's one of those things that I feel like you could put on anything, probably on well seasoned gravel, and it will be delicious. So today we kind of have a twist to our series, because normally the person, our guest, cooks and narrates, but today Jessica is going to tell me how to make papa la huancaína, which is great because now it's going to be a hands-on experience from somebody that has never made it, kind of like you that are watching this if you've never made it, and I'm taking your place. So one of the things we did to get ready is that I started something ahead because we have less time. So I already boiled my potatoes. Sorry, you're
Good
not gonna
for
watch me boil
you.
potatoes. And peel them. And also it carries boiled eggs in it, and already boil and peel those so that you can see the full dish made. But Jessica, tell what else the huancaína sauce carries.
Okay, well, Huancaína sauce is a very simple recipe. You basically need potatoes, you need fresh cheese, which sometimes people replace it with Philadelphia cheese if they want creamier sauce. But the original recipe is with queso fresco, fresh cheese. And they also use the yellow peppers, but in America, they are hard to find. So if you can find them frozen and stuff like that, they are not the same. So we have replaced the yellow ajis or chiles, whatever, with a paste of this. Is a yellow ají, which is going to be substituting the chilies. If you ever find the chilies, you can soak them in water to soften them and then put them in the blender. Or if you want something less spicy, you don't boil them. You just throw them in the, of course, you devein them and stuff like that, and you throw them in the blender, and it's going to be a flavorful sauce, but not that spicy. Then also for color, as we are not going to be using the chiles, the yellow chiles, we are going to add a pinch, just a pinch of bijol, which is like
Can
almost
you
like a
turn it
curry.
around so we can see it, so people see the name? All right. Thank
There
you.
you go.
All
Okay.
right.
And it's just a pinch, just for the sake of color. Okay. And then, you know how it's going to be a cream, so we don't want like black spots from the pepper. So we are going to be using the white pepper, which is a mellow, sweeter flavor instead of like the strong one for the black pepper. And then for the decoration, they use these black olives. They are called botija olives. And you can find them in any Latin supermarket and in the international section, and along with the chili paste and stuff like that. And of course, you're going to be using your evaporated milk, okay, and you're going to be using crackers. And remember, this dish has already cheese that has salt, crackers that has salt, so be cautious with the extra salt you're going to add to the sauce, because it might become too salty, okay. Also, at the time that you're going to be blending your sauce, however we are going to explain, make sure to test for thickness. If you want it really thick, add more crackers. If you want it less thick, add more evaporated milk. But it's up to you. It's your taste. It's whatever you like. But let's try to make it like not too creamy, not too watery, like in between. Okay. So you want to start?
All right. So as I mentioned, my potatoes ready, my eggs are ready. One of the things Jessica mentioned to me is that you don't. This is a dish that is served room temperature. So you don't want your potatoes scalding hot and then your cream cold or room temperature. So everything kind of has. I mean, the cream cold. So you kind of bring everything to room temperature. So I already pulled out my cream, and here in this measuring cup, I have a cup of cream. I have some of that bijol. I put that paste, the ají paste. I put my black pepper, my white peppers already in here. And I am going to go ahead and also I have my saltine crackers here. So Jessica mentioned we're going to do 6 first. And something for you to know is that we have the list of all of the ingredients and how much you're going to need on a slide at the end of the video. So don't worry if you didn't write everything down or if we didn't mention the quantities. You're gonna get it all. All right.
Perfect. You are well prepared already, and
So
so
start
we
with
are
my
going to
cream.
be exactly. And before we continue, let's also mention that in the recipe there is like a quarter of red onion that has to be sautéed with oil, and you have to make it like translucent, and then you add a clove of garlic that you can mash it, mince it, whatever, because it's going to go into the blender too. And also remember that that has to cool off. You cannot put the boiling hot onion and garlic in the sauce. It has to be cold. So very smart. You already did it. Woohoo.
Yeah. So what I did is that I sauteed my onion, my red onion, and my garlic. I'm adding it to the mix that has the cream and all of the other ingredients we talked about. My
And
crackers
what
are
about
in
the
there.
cheese? We need to put the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese is coming up right now. So now
Nice.
the star of the show, the cheese. Um, I used the queso fresco, the white cheese. I ended up getting this one at the store. You can buy it on any store they carry, but you could get whatever brand you like. Or as Jessica mentioned, you can also use cream cheese. I would recommend using this one first. I think for me, I find important to make it closer to the true recipe, and then you vary it because you put your knack in it. All right. So
Exactly.
sorry, it's gonna be a little noisy, but I'm gonna be doing this for a second.
Go for it, girl.
Maybe I'm not going to be doing this for a second.
Yeah,
Whoops.
plug it in, plug it in. You don't have to blend it for too long. Like 40 seconds will be fine. Even to a minute will be fine.
Okay, so let's see how thick it is right now. Still thick. So let me blend it a little more.
Yeah, blend it a little bit more, a few seconds more, and see what you get.
All right.
It's looking fabulous.
All right. Let's see. It's thick,
Okay.
but I think it's good. I don't want it too runny because I kind of like that cheese sauce on
It's
it.
the cheesy taste. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Many people like it different ways. As I say, if you want to do it thicker for a dip, that's fine. But I mean, if your sauce is to your liking, all you do is you prepare a bed of lettuce. Buttered lettuce is for me it's better than the iceberg lettuce. But many people like different things. You don't have to really eat the lettuce if you don't want to, but some people do. After the cream is on, they just munch on the lettuce too. So it's the decoration, but they eat the decoration sometimes.
All right. So let me test this and see.
If it is well enough with sauce and salt,
It's good. It's
it's
not
good.
too it's not too spicy because I put the peppers in the milk. But Jessica was telling me that if you add the pepper to the onion and cook it, it gets a little hotter.
Yes, spicier because you're like getting all the oils and the flavors from the chile, the ají. In this case, in Peru, they call it ají. So, it will be a little bit more spicy. And it's up to you, as I said. Some people like it spicy, mellow, mild, whatever, and it's up to you. And as I mentioned, also, what you can do is you can have it as a dip, you can have it as a sauce for spaghetti, and you name it, you can have it.
Yeah. Great. So tell us a little bit more about the Huancaína sauce in Peru. Like the first time I had Peruvian food, that was the first thing I had. And I was like, okay, I found my dish. But you said you could use it as dip and other things. Like, when would you serve it? Is this something that you serve at parties? Is this something that people make at their
Well,
house?
many people this started like an appetizer for like weddings and birthdays and stuff like that. They started like a this is a little appetizer, and then it will go with the main dish will be like a carapulcra, for example, which is dehydrated potatoes that is prepared with pig and pork and different spices and stuff like that. In some other areas, they don't do the huancaína as a starter, an appetizer. They mix it with arroz con pollo. They do like the green rice with fried chicken and everything with vegetables and stuff. And next to it, they put some huancaína sauce with a potato, and they mix it. And it's also a very, very good combination. So they used to do it for parties, but now people like it so much. And you know how the Peruvian food has been expanded all over the world. It used to be something typical from just Peru, but now it's well known everywhere. So it's a famous dish now for so many different cultures.
Yes, it's funny because Peru food is such a fusion. There is the indigenous food, and then there's a huge colony of people, Europeans and Asians. There's a lot of Chinese and a lot of Japanese in Peru. So you put all of these together, and it's no wonder that Peruvian food is so well known in the world and getting more and more notoriety. And the interesting is that Peru has a few Michelin starred restaurants in Peru because of that fusion. So it's becoming much more popular. When I moved to the US many moons ago, I don't remember seeing that many Peruvian restaurants around. And now more and more I see them, and a lot more people has tried the food, which is great. I love fusion, and I think that whenever you can try something from another culture, is great.
It's funny because, even though Peruvian food is so famous, it's not that complicated to prepare. It's faster to cook, and it has a fusion of Indian and African and Spaniard, and of course the native Incas. So it's a huge fusion of different flavors. And as I said, they consume what they produce. Like in Mexico, for example, they produce a lot of corn, and of course, they make tamales from corn, I mean, tortillas and stuff like that. In China, they produce rice, and of course, they prepare even liquor with rice, And in Peru, they produce so many potatoes, 4,000, remember, and of course they make a lot of dishes because they don't consume tortillas, so their tortilla for them will be potatoes in anything, as I mentioned, in soups, in salads, in stews, in sauces, in fried, you name it. They combine it with different kinds of protein also, with pig, I mean pork, with beef, with hen, with duck, with rabbit, with you name it, they make it. So it's a very, very humble and versatile vegetables, which we are glad we have it in our diets.
Yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start prepping the plates. I already have my butter lettuce that Jessica mentioned. I have my potatoes. So I use a variety because I'm like, if I have the sauce, I'm gonna put it in everything. So
Nice.
what I ended up doing is I have gold potatoes. I have some of the red potatoes and the fingerlings also. So we're
Yum.
gonna have a potato feast in a minute.
Yay. Too bad I cannot go there because you know how lazy I am to cook. I hate to cook. I love to eat.
All right, so I'm gonna put a couple of the slices of my gold potato and my lettuce.
Yum.
I'm gonna put a piece of some of the fingerlings. These are they're purple, so I'll put one of that. And what else? Oh, and a piece of the red potato. I'm gonna put that too. So there you
You're
go.
having an array of potatoes there. Yum.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So we'll go
Yes.
ahead and grab some of that sauce.
Which was very easy to prepare. It's like it didn't take you that long.
No, no, no.
I think the
Oh,
hardest part is to boil the potatoes, the eggs, and to do the saute little onion with the garlic. That's about it. Everything goes in the blender. Boom. That's it.
oh, Jessica told me to also put olives, so I'm gonna put some black olives on it,
That's for
and
decoration.
for decoration, and a half a boiled egg. So I
Yes.
put them in here, and voila!
Oh la 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 la
It's
la. It
really
looks
easy, and it looks really
fabulous.
good.
And it's going to taste better, let me tell you. Good job, Maritza. You did wonderful.
No, thank you so much. I had a great instructor. So you see, it was easy to make. So guys, don't be scared of trying something new or trying something you've never made, because I had never made Huancaína. I knew how to eat it very well, but I had not
I
tried
know.
making it. And it was fast. As Jessica mentioned, the amount of time it took, it was more of the preparation of the potato and the egg boiling. So it was pretty fast.
That's very nice. So enjoy your lovely dish. And once again, thank you so much for having me here in this program. I enjoyed every minute. And I really look up to you for being so, so brave and do this, and for everybody else. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Jessica, for joining us again. The purpose of this group is for everybody to get inspiration and see it's easy to cook and share recipes. We have some amazing cooks in the group, and every time people post their food, I'm always thinking, "Wow, I wish I was their neighbor." And Jessica is one of those that posts all these amazing dishes. She's put this papa, she's put causa, she's put all of
Papa
these amazing
rellena.
Peruvian dishes. So I said, okay, we need to have her so we can be in on that secret too and get to enjoy some of this fabulous Peruvian cuisine.
Thank you so much, Mari. It was a pleasure, and keep up the good work. You're doing great.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on the show.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we look forward to having you next time so you can find out what's cooking.
Very good.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.